Prize team from Dakota State University, a campus of 1,100 students in Madison, South Dakota. I'm team president, Jessica Sharp. I'm a junior majoring in computer graphics from Valentine, Nebraska.
I'm Vidor Bala. I'm the vice president. I'm a junior majoring in professional accounting, finance and management, and I'm from New Delhi, India.
I'm Alec Nelson, a sophomore this year, majoring in computer system security from Omaha, Nebraska.
I'm Gabe Samuelson. I'm a senior, majoring in business management. I'm from Mapleton, Minnesota.
I'm Caleb Clements, a junior, majoring in finance and marketing from Phillips, South Dakota.
And our tech guru is Cameron Hicks, who is assisted today by Matt Boomsma. We are pleased to report the best year in our team's 7-year history. We have significantly expanded our efforts to serve people and sustain the planet, and achieved a major goal in the category of profit by starting a year-round business. We have achieved new highs in our level of team member engagement, significantly raised the team's profile in the regional and local community, and become more engaged with our school's leadership. This year, our team generated $8,682 in revenue, $4,500 in grants and university funding, and incurred $7,603.05 in expenses, for a team net income of $5,078.95. We started our most ambitious project to date, a business with an initial investment of almost $11,700. As we describe our projects, we will identify key financial information facts that relate to these numbers, then provide a complete summary of our income statement and balance sheet at the end of our presentation. In selecting projects and carrying them out, our team adheres closely to the 3 SIFE criteria of people, profit, and planet. The small icons in the lower right-hand corner of our slides indicate which criterion is addressed by each project. This year, we had 3 major projects designed to serve people in our community. The first of these was the continued support of our town's domestic violence network. Several years ago, the town of Madison lost its domestic violence safe house. Victims of domestic violence no longer had a local shelter when the situation at home became dangerous. Domestic violence occurs about once a week in Madison. The lack of a safe house made our town dependent on domestic violence services provided by a shelter in Flanders, South Dakota, about 35 miles away. Members of the local community worked with the Madison Police and Lake County State's Attorney to restore local services and now provide 24/7 on-call service and safe accommodations for people who need to get out of a dangerous situation. The domestic violence network of the Lakes region depends heavily on donations. For 4 years, DSU-SIFE has provided members to work at these fundraisers, which have raised thousands of dollars in support of this effort. We remain committed to the long-term goals of education and domestic violence prevention, and consider this a permanent legacy project. Here is a short video of Lois Niedert, president of the Domestic Violence Network of the Lakes region, discussing the support SIFE has given her organization.
Since 2008, I've been on the board of the Domestic Violence Shelter in Madison, and we have partnered with the SIFE Club to do various events. As the shelter has been around and had more needs, we've used the SIFE Club for various projects. We've had them help with various fundraising events, and they've provided volunteers. We've also used them at the house to do some light maintenance projects and move furniture as needed at the house. It's been a great relationship to have with them, and a good opportunity for us to let college students be involved in their community and know what's available.
This project used time donated by students. It did not require any cash expenditures. Moving on to our second People project, a very sad event occurred in Sioux Falls last year. A man and his 3-year-old son perished in a house fire because their home did not have a working smoke alarm. Here's Sioux Falls Mayor Mike Huther talking about the tragedy.
There was a father and a young boy who lost their life in our good city because of fire and smoke inhalation. And check your smoke detectors, check your fire detection devices. make sure that there's fresh batteries in there. We lost 2 people's lives here in our city.
In an effort to avoid a similar tragedy in Madison, DSU-SIFE created a smoke alarm readiness project. We purchased 100 smoke detectors and coordinated with the Madison Fire Department. Members of our team went door to door, offering free replacement batteries for homes with properly operating smoke detectors, or a new smoke detector for homes without a working detector. In 2 events, we have distributed 20 batteries and 20 smoke detectors. The problem of dead smoke detector batteries occurs throughout the year, so we will continue to conduct twice-yearly canvasses of our community to ensure that all residents use these life-saving devices. Our team partnered with a local cell phone provider for this project. The total cost of the smoke alarms and batteries was $1,027. Our team contributed $486 of that amount. To discuss our Third People project, here's Gabe.
Our Third People project was Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, or VITA for short. Our members work with the local Community Action Partnership to prepare over 100 federal income tax returns for low-income residents. Students who participated in VITA received training from the IRS. They interviewed clients about their income and deduction, prepared their tax returns, and explained the returns to the clients. They also answered questions from clients about saving their money, managing their finances, and planning for future taxes. Students contributed 400 hours to this project and completed 107 returns. Many clients in the targeted group are eligible for tax refunds, and our services allow them to receive funds at a time when economic conditions made them especially useful to clients. Because tax season ends on April 17th, this legacy project runs from late January through April. Our contact with the Interlakes Community Action Project is Arlene Weirheim. Here's what she had to say about SIFE's contribution.
Hi, I'm Arlene Weirheim with Interlakes Community Action Partnership, and we operate a volunteer income tax assistance program. The last 6 years, we have partnered with SIFE to have this program. Again, this year we had a very successful program. We completed 107 returns. Our SIFE students are very important to us. They are able to help the client with their knowledge on tax law, help the client get very comfortable, and many of the clients would not have the funds to pay for preparation of tax returns, so we're very grateful that we can do this as a free service to our client. Many times when individuals prepare their own return, they do not realize all the credits they may be eligible for. And with SIFE students having the experience in tax law, they're able to make sure every client receives every credit that they are entitled to.
This project required a lot of time donated by students, but did not incur any out-of-pocket costs. Moving on to Planet Projects, the City of Madison is a little over 4 square miles in area, has about 2,500 residential addresses. The Dakota State University Homecoming Parade is one of the largest events in the city each year, attracting about 3,000 spectators. Several years ago, we emphasized environmental sustainability by doing a citywide trash pickup. We walked every street and avenue, collecting about 50 large bags of trash. We piled those bags on a trailer and entered it in our parade as our float. We definitely made an impression on Madison residents about the amount of litter in our streets. This project has taken on a life of its own. Our team now does a citywide trash pickup once each semester. This project has small out-of-pocket costs, but directly improves people's lives, sustains the value of properties in our town, and provides good stewardship of our outdoor spaces. Our second planet-oriented project was about water conservation. 1/3 of all home water use goes for bathing. A low-flow shower head can reduce water usage from up to 8 gallons per minute down to as low as 1.5 gallons per minute. For this project, we focused on hotels. They have a similar water usage pattern to homes. Our team purchased 100 low-flow shower heads and installed them in 2 local hotels. This project, which is part of a Sam's Club and SIFE sustainability program, is a pay-it-forward activity. By this we mean savings generated for the hotels by the shower heads are to be donated to other public service projects. Here's an example of the results. Comparing water usage with the new shower heads to usage before the installation, one hotel found that it saved $320. This translates into a yearly savings of almost $2,000. You will work to make sure that savings are donated to other community service projects. You received a $1,000 grant from Sam's Club for this project and spent all of those funds on shower grants. And here's Alec to discuss our for-profit project.
DSU-SIFE has 3 for-profit projects. I'll explain our 2 legacy projects first, then introduce our new entrepreneurial venture. Several years ago, DSU-SIFE created a Merchants Affinity Card for businesses in Madison. Not only has this been a good source of income for our team, it has been an excellent source of learning and marketing and management for us. The name of our product is the SIFE Card, and it occurs in 3 major ways every year. First, local merchants are contacted and deals for the card are negotiated. Second, we market the card intensively on DSU's campus and also spread awareness for the card to customers of participating businesses via signage. We also publicize these cards at the homecoming parade and every major activity of the team. Third, the card is marketed through personal selling. We stay focused on the idea of selling benefits, not features, and especially on the idea that the card pays for itself. Some merchant deals allow a cardholder to recoup his or her $10 investment in less than 1 week. The cards include bars, beauty and massage, restaurants, and automotive services. So far this year, we have sold 358 cards and raised $3,080.40 for our team. In 2010, we began our second for-profit project. This activity has many people aspects as well. DSU-SIFE took over a haunted house that had previously been run by the Madison JCs. We inherited a very troubled project. Many Madison residents and the under 25 age group, which comprises of 90% of our haunted house customers, deemed that the haunted house was just not scary. Our team devised a 4-fold strategy to bring back the fright. First, we invested heavily in materials and equipment and leveraged our students' strong technical expertise. Second, we used both paid media and free public relations to let residents, especially those in college and high school, know that the haunted house was worth another look. We heavily publicized reduced admission prices if customers donated non-perishable food items to the local food pantry. This effort produced several hundred pounds of groceries during the 4 days of the event. Fourth and finally, we offered a free tour during the daytime for parents and young children so that they could enjoy the haunted house without being scared to death. This event alone attracted over 1,000 attendees. The haunted house generated revenues of $2,052, $1,080 of expenses in 2011, for a net income of $971.96. This project also produced about $600 of food donations to the local food pantry. Though the food donation option decreased our revenue, we chose to publicize the need for donations to the local food pantry, which has struggled to meet demand during the recent recession. We had an awesome year during the DSU-SIFE during the 2010-2011 academic year. In celebration for our successes, we went to Sioux Falls, about 50 miles from Madison, for a fun day. One of our activities that day was laser tag, in which competitors fight gun battles using harmless beams of light to keep score. When we looked back on that day and thought about how much we enjoyed it, we began to think about our community and about this shortage of active entertainment. At this time, the only business offering active entertainment in Madison was the local bowling alley. This was the genesis of what has become our most ambitious project in DSU-SIFE's history. To provide details about DSU-SIFE laser tag, here's its manager, Vidar.
We extensively researched about laser tag equipment and even consulted the laser tag business in Sioux Falls. We developed a business plan that stated about 10 league teams a semester, $60 in revenue during open nights, and $250 in equipment rental via parties, proms, and other special events. Through conservative management of our team finances, we accumulated about $8,000 in cash over a 2-year period. We realizing that the lowest realistic startup cost for our business would be about $11,000, we negotiated a $3,000 loan from the Dean of our College of Business and Information Systems. Our company purchased 13 laser tag guns. During the months of November, December, and January, we organized a board of directors, negotiated a lease at the local community center, purchased and learned how to use the equipment, contacted local and state officials in order to play laser tag outdoors, and hired a paid manager, that's me, along with 3 other employees. Our company began its operations during the months of early February. Over the last 8 months, I've learned a lot about starting a business. For example, I knew the importance of customer satisfaction through my marketing courses, but I had to learn to satisfy the customers while keeping them in compliance with company's rules and fair play policies. I also knew that scheduling and operations were the key to the success of this business, but I had to learn to trust the employees, properly cover shifts, rely on the communication procedure to notify me in case of a problem. One of my steepest learning curves was dealing with the board of directors. Of course, they're all wonderful people. Many of them are both set strategies for the company, and my job is to carry it out. Communicating clearly and promptly is essential for the short and long-term goals of the company. There have been many powerful learning experiences, not just for me, but for the employees and the board of directors as well. As you can see here, our businessman slightly overestimated the number of league teams, correctly estimated the walk-ins during our open night, underestimated our revenue from equipment rentals. Overall, our revenue is slightly higher than predicted. We are confident that we can generate 10 league teams during our following semesters, but we expect a higher revenue from equipment rental. To discuss the promotion of our business, here's Caleb.
Promoting our new venture greatly increased our understanding of several important business topics. To build initial recognition within our target market, primarily people under the age of 25, we first posted flyers all over the DSU campus and in businesses that participate in our SIFE project. Next, we went and asked businesses to sponsor teams in our laser tag league. Third, we printed large banners and placed them near busy intersections in town. And lastly, we rented a reader board along the main drag in Madison to announce upcoming events. Next, we contacted the Madison Daily Leader to arrange an interview. This resulted in a positive story on the front page of our local newspaper. We were also very fortunate with television. From an article about our business appearing on our university's website, we were contacted by a local network affiliate in Sioux Falls, which produced a positive story about our company. Only in our wildest dreams could we have imagined reaching a market of 400,000, half the population of South Dakota, but it happened. Here are clips of Jessica and Nadir being interviewed about our new venture.
So there's a lot of students that are going to be interested in extracurricular activities that are just going to be entertaining, something fun to do.
Since I want to do investment banking and be a CFO of a company someday.
I'm going to start a photography business in my future.
In addition, the Madison Chamber of Commerce featured our company in their newsletter. This resulted in another newspaper ad in the paid section provided by the Chamber of Commerce. Ultimately, we realized we would have to rely on word-of-mouth advertising. Sure, word-of-mouth is the most credible advertising, but the question still remains. Just how do you get those words into people's mouths? To create buzz, we offered free events to players of all ages. All of our marketing efforts were successful, but the free events proved to be the most effective. They drew new teams to our league and attracted customers for private rental of our equipment. We are confident that our business is sustainable for the long term. As cash flow increases, we can afford more paid media, maybe even including local radio. What we know right now is that it's working. We're building a business. To put the financial numbers into context, here's a financial recap of our statements. The haunted house generated revenue of $2,052. The SIFE card provided $3,580. In just our first 6 weeks of operation, DSU Laser Tag has brought in revenues of $3,050. These three produced the $8,682 that Jessica mentioned earlier. $4,500 of non-earned revenue came from the $1,000 Sam's Club Fund grant and $3,500 in university funding. This was a high year in external funding for our company, our site group, and we are not able to rely on this amount on a year-to-year basis. Finally, we have one set of costs that are unaccounted for here. As we mentioned earlier, we provided free laser tag to students at DSU to attract them to our business. This people-oriented project, in terms of revenue, was worth about $1,000. Considering all sources and uses of funds for the 2011-2012 SIFE year, we posted a net team income of $5,078.95. A quick look at our balance sheet shows the majority of our assets are in laser tag equipment, and we took on limited liability to start our new business. To conclude our presentation, here again is Jessica.
We are proud of our accomplishments and very optimistic about our team's future. We improved performance on existing projects and started our largest venture to date. We served thousands with our people projects, improved our stewardship of our planet, and most exciting, made a long-term commitment to profit by starting a year-round business in our community. Thank you for listening to our presentation. We welcome your questions and suggestions about our team's activities.
How did you have such an overage, and what are you doing to not let that stop sit?
It's a wonderful question. We informed the newspapers beforehand that we were going to be going door to door, and this brought awareness to the community, and some of them actually shook our hands, thanking us for bringing this to their attention and had already replaced their smoke detectors or batteries because we previously informed them. And we will continue to conduct our twice-yearly canvasses to distribute the remaining batteries throughout the community.
And as a follow-up question, have you had further education on bringing buildings up to code as far as how fire alarms should be placed throughout the home?
We have not yet, but that is something that we are considering.
The tax assistance program. How did you come about getting your clients as the taxes for?
I would like to answer that question for you. Actually, we work with the Interlake Society in Madison, and the clients come to their office. So they give us hours, so we just go in and do the taxes for them. So they get the clients, we just go there and do the taxes for them.
Do you need to certify site team members in order to do that?
Actually, we have certain team members that are certified, but we extended the program to accounting majors as well, so that they could get a real-life experience doing taxes in the future. So,
I have a question about the site card. How did you get businesses to participate in the program?
I'll answer that question for you. We went to the businesses in town. Most of them are very open to our project. And we talked to them about, what this could do for them and what this could do for us. And they found it in favor to work with us on it.
In addition, they find it a great way for their own marketing strategies, getting their names out to the college students that are new to the campus.
And I'd also like to add onto that project, we actually have businesses already contacting us like, yeah, we'd really like to get on your card for next year. So it's a big hit in our community. And in a small community of about 6,000, word really spreads well with that.
Another question on the VITA project. How do you measure results with that project? Do you say, compare how much they would have, saved or gotten a refund if they did it themselves versus how much with your help? How do you measure success with that project?
that's a great question. Actually, the people over there, they measure the results because the people who come for the taxes are lower income people, so they don't have the means to do their own taxes. So either they don't file taxes for the year. So that's why we, like the Interlakes community, they advertise in the papers and all, so people go there, and basically they wouldn't have filed the taxes if they wouldn't have gone to VITA, and we wouldn't have got them a refund.
I have a
question on your water conservation project. I'm just curious to know, I know that the savings that the businesses receive as a result of the water conservation is used to pay it forward with local projects. Do you know what kind of projects they are using those towards?
Actually, we thought about getting the money back from them and maybe investing it in more shower heads and trying to get it out into the community and possibly other businesses.
Can you talk a little bit about why the domestic violence house was shut down in the first place? You said it was restarted.
It was shut down due to a lack of funding. That's why these fundraisers are so crucial to the Domestic Violence Network's success. They didn't have enough funding, so we contribute aid to help them so they can have a running safe house.
And so getting it restarted was as simple as providing funding through
For the most part, they needed money in order to provide the safety accommodations that are required for their safe house and the secure location.
Do you have any long-term plans to benefit the women that are in the house?
Not as of yet, but mostly we do just volunteer in order to help them, to help them establish safety precautions for the safe house.
What do you think your long-term sustainability is for your laser tag business?
That's a great question. I'm very confident about the laser tag business. For the most part, that Madison, being a small community, has no other source of entertainment. So we kind of have a monopoly in the place. So I'm very confident that it's going to sustain. And the other reason is at DSU, most of the kids are into the zombies versus humans. They fight with fake guns. So we give them a real laser gun and they get pretty excited about things.
And I'd also like to add to that, with our university there, each year we have about 400 incoming freshmen we can get marketed to and draw them into the business. So not only will that word of mouth create recognition within our community, but also the new faces coming in and be like, hey, let's go play laser tag.
And then I would also like to add to the fact that we also get prom events, etc. each year, which generates a lot of income for us.
Provided the laser tag continues to be successful, which I think we're kind of hoping for, thinking it is, what other projects do you have in mind to utilize that revenue for?
That's a great question. The revenue that we receive from the laser tag, we plan to build a skating ring, ice skating ring in Madison. Skating ring is already there. We need to build the walls around it and provide skates for the community. That's our target, to generate money from laser tag and invest in that project.
And I'd like to add to that, our chamber is currently working on adding a warming house to this ice skating rink that's starting to become developed. And then our plans with those funds are to purchase the actual ice skates for people to use, so they don't have to rent them.
Great, thank you.
You said that for your card, market penetration stands at 35%. Does that mean that it's been pretty, or still at 35% year over year? And then what are the efforts that you described to, or that you mentioned to increase the number of penetration?
We hope to just better market it to the students. The students are our primary beneficiaries of these cards. They have the deals with the bars, college students like to go to the bars. So we mostly plan to better our marketing strategies towards them by using social media and other resources.
Also, we plan to increase those sales by promoting our site card at our laser tag events. So if people come and play laser tag, they see our site card. And in the future, we'll probably have a deal on the card to offer some kind of discount for our laser tag.
Sorry, your time has expired. Judges, please join me in thanking